Theater of the mind.
Theater of the mindset.
Last week on Faith and Fortune, Sahra, Luken, and Herry finally had a chance to talk to Asher about the Custodia Sanguis and their plot. Some say he did not take it well. Sahra returned to the soup kitchen to find the back room all but cleared out. Herry went to a local bar to rub elbows, shake hands, and be a good neighbor. And Luken stopped by to see the new Archon to give her some good news and perhaps spread a rumor. Right when they had all but settled in for a pint, though, fires broke out on the Hill of Faith with some massive waves of water. And that's where we'll pick up now. Ram, Glenn, you're with me! Let's go!
Okay. They gather up the people from in the bar and they storm out and begin to follow you. They have a brief second of stopping, looking at the fire and the two massive arms of water that are creating hose-powered torrents of rain down into areas. Stop and look at themselves. Us? That's...
This is going to be a rousing speech from Herry. You all decided, committed to defending Venethar. That starts here in Resinium City tonight. We're going to end those fires and figure out who's behind them and end it. Are you ready?
Yes!
And that's going to be wordsmith. Everyone clears 2 stress.
Woo!
And I'm going to look at Luken. This is probably yours, primarily. And inspirational words clear a hit point for Luken.
I nod at Herry and say, we know who's behind this, right?
I have a feeling.
Yeah. No quips, no other words from Luken at this point. He has a job to do.
We're important too! And they follow after Herry.
There you go.
Sahra turns to Aggie. We gotta help put out these fires.
Putting out fires?
Yes, Aggie!
That's not usually our style.
Come on, you should know something about smothering fires or something.
Yeah, we'll try our best. It's not our best. It's not our best move.
You need to have faith in yourself, Aggie, because
Okay.
I need to have faith in you.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We can smother fires.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's go.
And her and 5 other witches behind her all kind of follow you into and towards the Hill of Faith. You all make your way there, and the flames are, in spite of the giant torrents of water, seem to be growing and spreading. Something is actively adding to the flame in this moment. You see people all running away from the fire as more and more guards are joining you in your trek in that direction. At this point, I'm going to just say that the Resinium City is going to increase from 12 to 13 and 13 to 14.
2?
Well, the NPCs also is moving up. Just like across the
villains.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
Theirs was harder as well.
Yep. I thought it was going from 11 to 12 and then 12 to 13.
No.
And
Oh, okay. It's at 2 different numbers.
Yeah, gotcha.
It's at 12 to
12 for us, 14 for them?
13 for us.
13
It was
for
at
you
12
all.
for us.
Sorry, thank
14
you.
for them.
Gotcha.
You arrive at the last bridge leading up to the Hill of Faith, and at this point can see many men and women of the cloth, clergy of various faiths and practices, doing their best to put out flames. Many of them appear to just be using plain buckets of water that they're pulling from the estuaries surrounding Resinium City. Others are casting magic and watching in horror as their magic falls short. Their prayers go unanswered, and they look around in confusion as their go-to resource fails them in this moment. Who has the monocle?
Last I handed it to Asher.
Okay.
But he threw it aside, kind of.
He did.
So I would have picked it up.
Okay.
I would have picked it up.
All right. With that being said, everyone give me an instinct roll to see what you see.
It's crit.
13 with hope.
16 with fear.
Yes.
That's crit.
Crit.
Tell me everything.
What did you get?
16 with fear.
Luken succeeded with fear. Luken, you see towards the middle where there's this large fountain to Oda, a massive gout of flame erupt into the sky, and from those flames, tendrils pull out, almost like someone's manipulating the flame even as it tries to spread. This is intentionally being coaxed. Sahra, in your state as you run up, you got a failure with hope. The spirits in this area are going haywire. I'm sorry, that might actually be a 6 because meets it beats it. But barely. The spirits in this area are going absolutely haywire. They are simultaneously taking pleasure in the flame as you see small ember spirits jumping around and playing, as well as fleeing in droves. Something here is offending them in a deep kind of guttural way. It might be the massive amount of prayers that are happening and the divine presence that just kind of is off-putting against spirits, but something is throwing them off about how the faith is being utilized here, and it's just causing an extra level of pandemonium that you and the witches can see. Only one person, Herry, that you know of can conjure those arms of water, these giant pillars of waves that kind of hold themselves suspended in air while they be administered, and you can triangulate where that caster most likely is. Asher is using the defenses of the city to manipulate those flames.
Yep. Do I see anyone else who's like where the source of some of this is going as far as the flames go?
It looks like countless sources.
Okay.
There's not a singular person doing this, the flame work. There is clearly multiple sources of flame, as some of the flame appears to be magically spreading and the rest is on its own.
Is there a hub to who we think is... Can I see any Custodia Sanguis?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do I see anyone?
You see people adding to flames.
Okay.
It's not like they wear a band that says, I'm Custodia Sanguis.
Do we see anybody we recognize, though?
I just want to look at Luken and say, you want to get a little closer?
100%, yeah.
And I want to cast Arcane Door to put Luken right in the fucking middle of wherever, like, the hub of the control center of whatever this group is trying to do this with Arcane Door.
Give me a door.
You step out, Luken, from the door where he sent you and are close to that fountain of Oda. She is community, she is the hearth, and this location is a like pseudo hot spring that people can access in the middle of the Hill of Faith. And there is a group of people all wearing these nondescript black robes, and standing in the middle of them, you see Isarn Halavard directing these individuals as they many of them hold in their hands those tubes of unmarked faith and are administered out based on where he is sending them.
So I've landed there. I just see it. Like,
Yeah.
Do any of them notice me at this point?
Give me
I'd love to put him as close as I can.
a finesse. If you're very close, roll with disadvantage.
I think I'm in range, like shouting range.
Yeah.
But not on top of them.
Then no disadvantage. You're trying to beat 15.
17 with fear.
As of right now, in the chaos of the moment, no one has looked at you. You're not hidden. They're just not looking at you.
I pull my knuckle blades off my belt. Like I'm prepping to fight here. And I walk towards that group and just yell, Isarn!
Isarn turns to you. He has soot on his face. Around his neck, he wears a gold chain on which hangs 7 of the tubes, all filled with faith. And he grins and says, "Good. one less thing I have to do myself. And he gestures to the cult of people around him, and they charge you.
Before they reach me, I think I yell, "Too much of a coward to face me yourself? You have to send your minions to do this?"
I don't think he hesitates at all. He doesn't give a fuck about glory, as he has proven time and time again.
I would like to mark a stress and fly above these people who are charging me and just go straight for Isar.
Great. This is not a back and forth. You go until you roll fear or fail.
As I go in the air, I would then like to dive bomb onto Isarn with my like Superman fist, claw out. Like, I'm going for him.
Yep.
So I think that is an attack.
Yep.
With my knuckle blades?
Yep.
Probably. Yeah. All right. Strength melee attack. 19 with hope.
That is a hit.
And my damage. Oh, so close to my brutal attack, but I only rolled a 9 on the die, so that is 15 damage.
You connect with your knuckle blades as he puts an arm up and diverts their direction, and it is a glancing blow.
Yeah.
You land next to him. That is a continued success. I'm going to put the spotlight on Sahra.
Sahra looks at Aggie and says, "Primal magic is the only thing that's going to work in this situation. We need to make a circle. You go to the far end, and we'll make kind of a giant semicircle around.
Around the entire hill?
Just in the front. We just
Okay.
need a view on multiple angles on
Okay.
this.
They begin to spread out. They're like maybe 30 feet apart from each other, all of you collectively. So with the 6 of you, that's a pretty wide berth.
Yes. All right, guys. We're going to fight fire with fire. So we're going to light our own little bonfires that are going to try to send like some type of a like smoke spirit or something that's going to kind of attack the faith magic that's going on right now.
Okay. So this will be your wildfire,
Okay.
folks.
Okay. So, okay. Do I get to add anything?
I will let you spend hope to add your experiences
Okay.
to it.
Great. Then I'm going to spend a hope on connected to my roots. It's going to be 15.
And a 15 beats your required 13.
Okay.
You spread out, create these flames in each of your hands that generate a tremendous amount of smoke. The smoke coalesces above you and takes on the form of a great smoke spirit. Reaching down, that smoke spirit begins to bat at and disrupt the instructions were what?
To try to choke out the faith magic that's being used to create the fire.
And you can only succeed with hope. So in this moment, a pull of wind, like an updraft almost, begins to suck away at the oxygen, and you see people running with these little tubes of unmarked faith are thrown off balance and are in this moment stopped from continuing to add more flame to the fire. You see not far from you a woman go up to a badly burned man and begin to pray over him to try and heal him, and finds that her magic isn't working. It's something is stopping good faith magic aligned with what your purposes might be from working. The Aggie says, "We can maintain this. We'll keep this working. We've got this here." The smoke is cleared as it gets pulled up, and you notice 5 people all carrying more of those canisters of faith coming down an alley from a direction as they begin to administer them out to others, and they head back down that alley.
Okay, then I'm going to follow down that alley and see if I can find where all of this is coming from.
Give me a finesse roll to remain hidden in this moment.
Okay.
You have to beat a 14.
Yeah, so I got 20 with hope.
You got a 20 with hope. As you were sneaking down this alley after what you assume is the Custodia Sanguis cultists administering faith, you see in a window inside of a building you are running next to a cultist holding their hand against a altar to Oda, the goddess of community, and in their right hand the canister is filling up. They are actively stealing faith from the prayers of the people outside. What they did in those cribs, they are now weaponizing to stop priests and priestesses actively working in the field, stop their prayers from being effective. That's why that person can't heal. That's why people's prayers are failing, because the Custodia Sanguis has weaponized their faith skimmers and are using it to actively refill their own faith in this moment.
Okay. I think Sahra's next move is I gotta find Asher, because he's the only person I know powerful enough to potentially find a way to solve this.
That person has now a filled canister.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna use my elder bow.
Yep.
And I'm gonna try to shoot them.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Okay, so it's gonna be 15 with fear.
That's a hit.
Great. So yeah, I pull out my bow and I shoot him, and then
Go ahead and roll damage.
9 damage.
Should be 2d6 plus 4, because you are proficiency 2, so it should be 2d6
okay.
plus 4.
Okay, so 14.
Hell yeah.
That Custodia Sanguis person immediately dies, and 2 other members in that building look in your direction. You rolled with fear. Spotlight's on me. The 2 in the hallway look at you, or in the building look out, see you, and pull out their own canisters and are going to cast magic at you. So that's I can only highlight one of them. Does a 19 beat your evasion?
Yes.
9 damage.
So that's minor damage.
Yep. As just one little arcane missile shoots out the window and hits you in the shoulder. I'm not going to highlight another NPC at this time. Those 2, though, run out the door after taking a swipe at you. We will jump to Herry.
Men to your king! And Herry charges towards Asher and gets all 40 of his platoon members right behind him. Surround him! Protect your king!
You see Asher holding in one hand both of these massive pillars of water, as with the other hand, in a much more delicate paint stroke, pulls out smaller ribbons of water and uses them to try and put out flame. Thanks to the work of Sahra, this is a little bit easier on him in this moment, and he says, "Herry, what's going on?"
Seems things are on fire!
Yes, I can see that things are on fire. It feels like that's a big F fire.
Yep. Luken, we sent Luken over to fight a little guy like Isarn. He seems to be at the center of it. Sahra ran off with some witches to try and put out the fire. Seems like she's doing a good job. I've got 40 men to surround you while we take care of the rest of these Custodia Sanguis. Does that work for you?
This is the same people that you were saying before?
My guy, yes.
I'm going to spend a fear to attack you.
Great.
Let's do a good old smite.
That's a different game.
Does a 17 beat your evasion?
Of course it does.
You need to mark a stress from the smite, and you take 9 magical damage as a bolt of reddish gold light stabs you in the shoulder.
Cool. Harry's going to use an armor slot to kind of turn into it a little bit, knowing that as Gambeson's going to go. And Harry's going to make eye contact with that particular person that's shooting at him and cast levitation and send them up into the air and make eyes with one of the rangers in his platoon to shoot at that person who is now thrown up into the air.
How does levitation work?
Spellcast roll.
Okay.
That'll be a 13. Can I use settle spell?
Yeah.
That'll be a 16 with fear to hit.
That is a hit.
To like levitate this
Yep.
guy.
He goes up into the air. His arms are flailing.
And then I'm going to call, and I can call one of my rangers to start shooting, or any of my rangers start shooting at him.
Yep. Go ahead and just roll a 2d12 for them.
Great. That is a 13 raw.
That is a miss. You don't
I'm
get
going
that.
to use my platoon die then. It's
Okay.
it's a 6, so that will be a 19 to hit.
Great. Go ahead and roll 2d6 damage.
3. These guys are weenies.
You rolled a fear, so it's my turn. Isarn is going to go.
Yeah.
Isarn is going to use an ability called Strike as One. He's going to mark a stress and spotlight a number of other members of the Custodia Sanguis equal to the stress he has not marked. All of them get to make an action. So that's 5 attacks from the cultists. They will only do half damage with this. So, first attack, 12.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Second attack, 1.
No. A 1 does not
Third
hit
attack,
me.
14.
Yes,
Fourth attack, 18.
that'll hit.
Fifth attack, 3. So they hit 3 times. So that's 3 times 2 is 6. 6d8 of damage. 12 plus 11, 23. Plus 4 more. Okay, you will take severe damage as all of these cultists begin to pile onto you and absolutely punch, grab, pull, stab, everything they can to manually, you feel them pulling on your wings as they absolutely mob you under his direction.
At the bottom of this pile, Luken realizes that these odds are just insurmountable. It is too many. It is not going to work unless he can even these odds. He's bloodied, and he can feel the mark from Boz pulsing and almost asking him to invoke it. And so Luken does. Luken decides it is time to use the Hand of Change. Before he does so, he uses one of his prayer dice to get another hope.
Okay.
And loudly, so that all of these other cultists can hear him, says, "Your anointed is a fraud. You are following false prophets to your own doom. I know this because I have spoken to Boz myself. Let me show you." And as he does that, his armor goes from the standard colors of Boz, the red and orange. It turns into the onyx black of Boz's Towers and Flowers pieces. Luken himself, his fur goes shock white, but his eyes turn to that red-orange color that Boz's were. He clears all of his HP. He spends 4 hope, which is all of the hope he has. And what this will allow him to do is, for the duration of Hand of Change, I may change the result of up to 4 action rolls, because I spent 4 hope, to critical success, regardless of the result of the duality dice. So I have 4 free crits.
That's some god level shit right there.
Counter.
Thank you.
Go ahead and take your first action.
My first action is going to be to mark 1 more stress to try and fly up out of this fray.
Okay.
I think that Luken glows in this. And as he gets up above the fray, he yells to try to rally any non-cultist forces in the area to his aid. He doesn't have time for a speech. He doesn't have time for like a long rallying cry. All he can say is, "True believers of Baz, those who stand for what we know to be good and true of Baz. Now is our chance. Now is the time where we can preserve what is good about this faith. Rally to me, come to my aid. I can't do this by myself. Please, help." And with that, I crash down into Isarn one more time.
Go ahead and give me your attack roll if you...
Yeah, so my understanding of how you wrote this is I roll it, and if I don't like it, I can make it a crit success. So I'm going to roll it out.
Yeah, roll a crit.
Didn't quite roll a crit, but I did get a 18 plus 3, 21 with hope.
That is a success.
Yeah.
So on damage... Yeah, well, that's only going to be 7 damage.
Did you roll 2 die or 1?
It's only a d10 plus 6.
Should be 2d10.
Should be 2, because you have
What?
2 proficiency.
Yeah.
Well, fuck me, I guess. Oh, that's better. That is going to be a 10 and a 5, which is 15. If I get a max damage roll on the die, which I got 110, I get to roll an additional damage die.
Hell yeah. Fuck yeah.
So 15, 22 plus 6 is 28 damage this time. That's a little better.
Severe range for him from
yeah.
minor.
Nice.
He looks rough. I am going to spend a fear because he needs it. And I'm going to start a countdown of his own as he grabs multiple of those vials and drains the faith from all of them. He now has his own countdown that he has started.
Wait, he can use magic?
He can use the faith here, triggering the magic.
Wild.
And he is going to use one vial to curse you. Go ahead and make a finesse reaction roll.
I am going to be changing that to a critical success.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Which means I can clear a stress and get a hope, right? Because it's a critical success.
Yes. I think the way this looks is he places that curse on you, you triggering the curse vial that he had, and you feel the constriction of the magic around you, and then you just change the outcome. That is in fact not what happened. You succeeded. He did not land this curse on you, and you immediately dispel its effects around you. His eyes get very wide.
I am going to... Can I still go?
Yeah.
I am going to use Goad Them On now on Isarn,
Okay.
which is describe how I taunt a target within close range and then make a presence roll against them.
Okay.
And so I look at Isarn, I hold eye contact, and I say, "See, this is what happens when Baz actually blesses you. Coward."
Go ahead.
I'm going to make my presence roll. That is a crit success on the fucking dice. I know it doesn't matter, but it is a 12-12 crit
Yeah, I
success,
saw
which
that
seems
too.
even better.
You see, this is to anger him, correct?
It is to anger him. The consequence is on the card, so I'm going to tell
Yep.
you what you get out of this. On a success, the target must mark a stress, and the next time the GM spotlights them, they must target you with an attack, which
Okay.
they make with disadvantage.
Okay.
So I don't think he can do his summon minions bullshit.
Correct. He cannot.
He has to try and punch me in the face.
Yeah.
Harry's going to grab his staff by the ball end and start tapping different bricks in the road that he's in and cast Create Construct. I'm going to spend a hope to create a construct and whisper into it, "Go help Sahra." That's a spellcasting roll, and that's a 10. I guess I don't know what a brick's evasion is for me to cast something on bricks.
Is that what it says?
It just says make a spellcast roll and it doesn't give me a number.
I think it would be my default is just to go to the environments number,
Yeah.
which is 13.
Oh, okay. Dang. Can I have used Subtle Spell for it?
If you want to spend the hope.
I'll spend that second hope. Yep. Cool. And I tell it to go help Sahra.
Okay.
It has basically all of my stats into it.
It gets up, pulls itself out of the ground, the rock and rubble falling out from underneath it, hears you whisper, "Go help Sahra." And then with a surprising amount of flexibility, this stone construct barrels away from you towards Sahra. Sahra, you kind of crouched below this window as you've lost sight of these two cultists that shot at you, and you hear a do coming in your direction as sliding down the alley, running into the building next to it, this massive golem with Harry's face in rough stone looks at you expectantly.
And she's initially very frightened by
As you
this.
should be.
She goes, Jesus Christ, Harry, God. Okay, here's what I'm gonna do is I am going to conjure a swarm of armored beetles around me. So that if I take damage, it'll be reduced by 1 threshold. So yeah, I'm gonna do that. So I'm gonna mark a stress to do that. And then I am gonna look at this scary creature thing.
It can do attacks. So like if you see somebody that you just want out of your way, it does 2d10 plus 3.
Okay, great. So I say, come on, boy, let's go find Asher.
Asher's the one you're looking for, not where these people went. Your choice. He is currently with Asher. He just sent this creature away from Asher to help you.
Okay. So yeah, I guess we'll go. Let's go find these baddies.
You move your way out, being stealthy as you can, while this rock creature that's 10 feet tall behind you is doing its best to creep along beside you and mimic your movements. And down the street, you see a collection of cultists, easily 20 of them, all getting directions from this woman with shock white hair. She has cut it short, pulled it back, and she is wearing what looks to be almost like a jumper, like a tight-fitting suit that is all one piece, and she has a wand at her hip and a thin lapel of gold underneath that you immediately recognize as the gold of Iracinda.
Yeah.
That she's kind of hidden underneath this jumper. She is giving orders to these cultists, and they all part ways, leaving her, 5 other cultists, and 1 woman you recognize to be Imogen. Imogen has a flask of faith. The woman has multiple vials of that faith at her hip, and the others are taking down something onto these like small plaques. You can't see what they're writing. They're literally holding up these like paintbrushes, moving them up and down, making no annotations that you can visibly see, putting plaster on the back of them, and then one of them runs off.
All right, so I'm going to get within close range, and I'm going to cast Death Grip, and I'm going to send out my vines, and I'm going to target the woman who is passing out the faith, and I'm going to try to hit multiple people as I do so. Okay. Actually, before I do that, I'm going to hex her.
Okay.
So I'm going to mark a stress, and I'm going to hex her. And then, because it's nighttime, I have a couple of bonuses as a moon witch. So let's see what happens. So that's pretty good. 5.
That's definitely a hit.
Okay. Here. Your target must succeed on a reaction roll or be hit by the vines. It needs to be at least a 13.
She fails.
Okay. So then I roll 3d6 plus 2 damage. and that will be for all adversaries between me and the target.
Love that.
So I'm doing 9 damage, and then -3 to your damage threshold because you are hexed.
Yep.
I believe the construct being told to help Sahra sees Sahra attack a person and will attack said person.
Yeah. And you rolled. Is this was your roll?
Yes.
It would, but she rolled a fear.
Okay.
So it's my turn. I think if you held the spotlight, I think I would let you keep going. Imogen is going to attack. She sees you covered in these beetles, and she says, no, bugs are mine, and pulls up her hand as a torrent of spirit beetles hits you from the side. Does a 17 beat your evasion?
Yes.
Her torrent of ants slams into you, and you take 15 magical damage.
Okay. Then, I'm going to take an armor slot.
They absolutely overpower you in this moment, but you are underneath all of these beetles that you've summoned, and they're creating a protective cocoon around you. You are still knocked down, but are unharmed in this moment. I'm going to give up the spotlight.
If you want to roll for the construct, go for it.
Okay, great.
2d12,
Yeah.
go for it.
Yeah.
So let them know who you want them to attack.
Yeah, I want the construct to attack Imogen now.
So yeah.
And it's a crit.
Holy shit.
This is.
I'm going to be a butt and say you don't get to clear anything for him. That's not you rolling this.
But does that double damage? What does that do to the damage? I can never remember.
I think crit, what you get is the
clear?
the heals.
Because if all you get is the heals and the construct crit, it doesn't get anything for a crit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That if your attack roll critically succeeds, your attack deals extra damage. Start with the highest possible value the damage dice can roll, and then make a damage roll as usual, adding it to that value. So that's 2d10
Plus 10.
It's 20. So it's 2d10 plus 3, so it's 23.
Breathe it again?
If your attack roll critically succeeds, your attack deals extra damage. Start with the highest possible value the damage dice can roll, 2d10 plus 3, or 2d10, so 20. And then make a damage roll as usual, adding the value. So you get to roll 2d10 plus 20, plus 3.
Holy shit. Go ahead.
Here's 2d10 for you.
I mean, yeah, it's already above her severe threshold.
Great.
Yeah. You don't have to roll. Sorry to burst your bubble.
That's fine.
Unless you want to.
I mean, I want to see what it is a little.
Yeah, go ahead and roll it.
All right.
13 plus 23.
Yeah.
36 damage. Imogen absolutely gets plastered by her whole body, gets picked up off the ground and slammed against a wall. The ants, the spirit ants around you, disperse, letting you time to get up. You did not roll a fear. It is still, spotlight is in y'all's court.
What's my area look like at this point?
Right now, you see a wild look in Asher's eyes.
Yeah.
The ends of his fingers are not made of flesh at this moment. They are the intricate magic web that he is casting, pulling at strings and lines in the air, and the water that he is using to put out these fires is growing more and more threads as he is amping up more and more the amount of magic that he is pulling from the area. Almost like static electricity, you feel the magic, the raw arcana in the air that he is utilizing. He is getting close to a limit that you have been taught about time and time again. Amongst primalists, it's called becoming an utterance. Amongst diviners, it's called burning out. And amongst arcanists, it's called flaring, where they absolutely spend everything that their physical body can manage and spend themselves out.
Yeah. Does it look like the wildfire witches have done like a decent amount of work on the flame?
Yes.
Okay.
There are minimum of 50 Custodia Sanguis here working actively against them.
Okay.
It is the work of Asher and the smoke spirit that has been summoned that is doing a vast majority of the work.
Okay. And so my guys, all my 40 guys are also trying to hack at these Custodia Sanguis.
Yes.
I'm going to run over to Asher and say not much more than don't flare out. Keep focused. We need to take out the Custodia Sanguis. The witches are helping with the fire, and I'm going to take 2 stress off of him.
Ooh.
With inspirational words.
You see, almost out of instinct, a person coming up behind him that he does not immediately recognize. He pulls down a shard of water that freezes into ice, turns around to hit the person coming up behind him, sees it's you, stops. This is what I need to do.
What do you mean?
I need to stop this.
Yes.
Isn't that what you wanted?
Yes, we need to stop this, but we've got to focus on the Custodia Sanguis. I know you're doing great, but you need to not flare out right now, or you're not useful to any of us.
You see he looks at his hands for the first time, realizes what's happening, takes a breath, they re-solidify.
Yep.
He kind of takes a firmer space here in the physical realm. Thank you. You're right.
You have my men. You have 40 men right here. Lead.
He gets up on a box. The pillars of water are kind of holding still at this moment, oscillating, kind of creating a loop to allow them to stay there. And he starts pointing in different directions where the fire is too far for him. It's best if they go there. Is that okay?
Send them.
All right, Herry, get my back.
Let's go.
And he goes back up and focuses on the water as your men are kind of getting dispersed around.
I'm just going to be kind of like casting arcane doors. Like as soon as anyone goes after Asher, I'm sending them to another area. Like
Great.
just kind of just
Go ahead and give me a roll for
Looney
that in
Tunes
general.
goofing. I'm going to do subtle spell to make that happen.
It'd be a 14.
And I will use my cane to add +2 as well. And mark distress. That is a 3 + 5. That's a 15 with fear.
Great. You are hopping all of these Custodia Sanguis around, keeping them from getting close. One of them is not even going to try and get close, is going to shoot from far. I'm going to use that fear that you just rolled. And I'm going to cast Magical Unfurling, so I have to spend an additional fear. It's going to catch both you and Asher in this. Go ahead and make a Strength or Agility reaction roll. You have to beat a 14. Asher does not succeed.
I do. I make it exactly 14 with hope.
You can take half damage or mark a stress to take no damage.
I'll take half damage.
That is 22 damage.
Halved.
That's the full.
So 11.
You have to mark a stress to take half. Oh, sorry. You take half. You can
No,
take mark a
it's
stress.
one
to
or the
take
other.
half. Yeah.
So I'm actually going to. It was 11.
Yep.
Great. I'm going to mark an armor. That'll be it. Oh, sorry. That's on me. I had a couple of the other ones, but I didn't. It's long range. It's hard.
Asher's going to use a reaction to reduce that 22 damage by 3, making it 19, bringing it still within his middle range. So he takes 2 damage. He kind of looks at you, wipes the dust and the blood off of his arm. Okay.
Yeah.
As I said,
The far
watch
ones-
my back, please.
The far ones are hard. I've had 3 guys since you said that. Okay.
Okay,
All
okay.
right. Like, we're working on it.
We will pivot back, spotlights back on you all.
Do you want to go or do you want me to? Shelby.
You can go.
All right. Where we left off, I had just goaded Isarn so that when the spotlight is on him, he's coming after me. But spotlight's not on him yet.
Correct.
I take a quick look around before I do anything. Do I see any reaction to my, like, the beacon I sent out by flying up and yelling?
Give me a presence roll.
That is going to be right now a 9 with fear. Because I'm actually not going to burn one of my crits. I am going to use Luck Bender, which is my fairy power. Once per session, after I make an action roll, I can spend 3 hope to re-roll the duality dice. So I'm going to burn my hope to do that. And if I have to crit after that, so be it. But look, I'm emptying the chamber here. That also didn't do it, so we are just gonna.
The DC is 13.
Then I've passed with fear. We're
Okay.
gonna do that.
You see a number of people all rallying to you. You see Sender Freelight, the sender from your Residium City House of Fortune at the forefront of it, wielding a cudgel that he just absolutely takes to some guy's face as he is running in your direction.
I yell, "Hell yeah, free light! I didn't know you had it in ya!"
I definitely did. Ha! As he takes another swing.
If we live through this, I'm getting your coffee tomorrow.
Hell yeah, you are. I like it hot. And he takes another swing. I'm going to use that fear to spotlight Sender Halivard, who has to attack you with an action.
With disadvantage.
With disadvantage. He is going to take a swing. He has got his own set of knuckle bones that he is using. Does a 17 beat your...
Yeah, a 17 does get me.
Dang, with disadvantage, that's crazy.
Yeah, I rolled a 17 and an 11. Gotta work sometimes.
Wait, wouldn't it be
11 plus 5?
His plus 6. He has plus 6.
Okay, I see. Yeah, okay.
I'm going to mark a stress as a part of this hit. Pressure and fear. When Sender Isarn makes a successful attack against an enemy, I can mark a stress to force the player to mark 2 stress or lose an armor slot in addition to the normal effects of the attack.
10-4.
He does 17 physical damage to you.
Okay.
With this punch, and you can mark 2 stress or lose an additional armor slot.
I am going to be marking the 2 stress, and that gives me 2 HP of damage.
Okay.
That is above the minor damage threshold.
All right. I'm going to go ahead and take another fear and highlight the cult of Metamorphosis, the group of people around him. See you take a hit, and they're going to try and capitalize this and to attack on you. That's 12. Does an 8 beat your AC?
It does not.
Your evasion. 8 does not beat your evasion?
No.
I'm
in those double digits, big guy.
They make a good show at getting to you, but the members of the Church of Boz that you have summoned are getting in between them, and they cannot get to you, kind of keeping them at bay, leaving you and Isarn in the middle of the circle.
Yeah, I look at Isarn and again say, "You still can't do this yourself, can you?" And I wind up to take a swing at him. I'm going to choose to crit. This is a success, but I don't want to give Justin more fear than I have to, so we are going to choose to crit on this, which means full damage plus another...
So it's, the max amount you could roll plus a roll plus modifier.
Sure, so I'm at 20 right now.
Just D10s?
I had an 8 and a 5, which gets us to 20. 33 plus 6 is 39 damage.
He is looking very rough from these poundings that you were taking. What is your current counter at?
2. I've used 2, I have 2 remaining.
Okay.
And I get to clear a stress and mark a hope because I was a crit.
I'm going to...
Is the spotlight still on us because I crit?
I can spend a fear to take it.
Yeah.
I'm not going.
Why not?
Okay, Sahra is going to call on Aminette.
The darkness and the smoke around you reveal that Aminette has been here the whole time. You hear Aminette say,
"Yes, child."
Aminette, I need your help. There's lots of people here who are abusing magic, and they are using it in a way that is sick, and I need you to help me restore the balance.
He slithers and considers.
What would you have me do?
We need to smoke out the rats.
14 with hope.
Aminette's presence previously around you grows temporarily more faint as his body puts some distance between the two of you. And then just when you feel it on the edge of your awareness, you begin to hear screaming. And you see the woman with the white slicked back hair looks up in your direction and says, "What did you do? What did you do, witch?"
I'm bringing back balance. And then I'm gonna, ooh boy, I'm gonna pull out my bow and I'm gonna aim it right at her.
Yeah. Go ahead and shoot.
Yep. I got 13 with
That's
hope.
exactly it.
With hope? Hell yeah.
Go ahead and roll damage.
So that's 14 damage.
Okay.
And her, because she's hexed, her
Yep.
threshold is still down.
I am going to use a fear in this moment to steal the spotlight from you all. Mm-hmm. You've shot an arrow, hitting her in the thigh. She rips it out, looks at Imogen and says, "Deal with this, bitch." And she's running away. Imogen climbs out from the hole in the wall that the stone...
She's still alive?
She looks rough.
Did not expect her to still be
removes her prosthetic arm, which is bent and broken, and she says, "I don't need this." And she is going to attack. I'm targeting you and the construct at the same time. She's going to use magical unfurling. Does a 15 beat your evasions?
Yes.
Yep.
13 magical damage.
The construct is gone as soon as it takes damage.
Okay.
The construct explodes as she sends out these butterflies of spirits, these spiritual butterflies that shatter as they get close to you, ripping the construct to shreds and hitting you. And don't forget, you can spend an armor slot to reduce the amount of damage you take. And how much damage did you take then? Because the bug armor reduces it by... How long does that last?
If I keep spending hope, then they'll stay sworn.
Oh, so then you take no damage again. So again, she looks frustrated, and the spotlight is sent back to you.
At this point, Isarn's looking like he's in pretty rough shape.
Yeah.
Right.
He spits out a tooth.
Just one?
Just one.
Luken reaches down and grabs Isarn by the collar and realizes that that necklace of faith is right there. Luken is going to grab hold of the faith necklace. He is going to wind up to take a swing, and he is going to use forceful push, such that when he punches Isarn and knocks him further away, the necklace breaks and is in Luken's hand.
I think forceful push is magic.
Read the card.
It's an ability, not a spell.
I understand that, but your punch is not what's pushing him. It is the magic of the push.
Understood.
You could do the damage. I don't think it's going to throw him back like 30 yards.
It never would be 30 yards. It moves him from in my hands to close range. Like, it pushes it back
From melee
6
to
feet.
close. That is very close. Close is 30.
Okay. That being the case, I will not do that.
You could
because
do all of those things just without the forceful push.
Right, yeah,
You can just try
exactly.
and rip it off him. Like,
Yeah.
that's fine.
without the forceful push, I'm still going to have one hand on the necklace and another punch him,
Yep.
hoping to dislodge it that way.
Yep.
So this is yet another attack roll on Isarn. That is a 15 with hope.
That fail.
Is it too late for me to add to it?
Yes.
With my prayer dice? Because
is.
you revealed? Okay.
That is a failure. You go to punch him and he just takes it to the face, turns back at you, and is going to punch you right back.
I was hoping 15 was going to be enough without burning one of my crits.
Does 21 beat your evasion?
Yes.
His punch back deals 14 physical damage.
I'm going to use my last prayer die to take that 14 down to a 12, because that makes it 1 instead of 2 HP damage. Side note, when I did my Hand of Change thing and cleared all my HP, did that heal my wings such that I can
Yeah.
fly without stress? Okay.
Yeah.
I just wanted to get that out as a...
I'd have rioted.
I knew the answer, but it felt polite to ask.
He decks you back and you take a little bit of the blow, but you are both kind of just locked in place right now. Spotlight is back on you all.
Harry's going to start tapping bricks again and whisper into bricks.
Great.
Go help Luken. Make a spellcast roll. It's a 13. Can I use my last hope for subtle spell?
Yeah.
Cool. So that is I didn't need it. That sucks. Well, no, I got it with hope, so it just washes out. So that is a 15 with hope. And the construct of bricks pops up and sprints towards Luken.
As he's pulling more water down, Asher turns to you. Is this new?
I don't know. I've been reading.
He says, interesting. You know what I've been doing? Not reading. And he pulls down a huge amount of the water. It creates a water construct very similar to yours, made purely of water, and he says, go fuck shit up. And it just like absolutely starts splashing its way through, just like pummeling Custodius Sanguis. They fly into the air. And he says,
weirdly competitive, but that's great. I love to see it.
listen, some people have this idea that I'm a hothead. And I just want to know that I'm calm, cool, and collected this entire time.
Yes, go fuck shit up is the coolest, calmest, and collectingest phrase.
I'm casting.
I
Don't
love
talk
it.
to me. I'm
Okay,
concentrating.
Okay.
Not dispelling the rumors.
Not beating the allegations. So that was with Hope, so go ahead.
Okay, Sahra is going to summon a horror against Imogen. So if it works, I'll tell you what happens. So that's 20 with fear.
Yeah, that's a success.
Okay, so what I do is I start muttering incantations and kind of moving my hands in a figure 8, and this gigantic bat creature rises behind me, and it's disgusting and it's hideous, and it has these fangs that are like dripping with drool, and its eyes are glowing red, and it makes this horrible noise when it comes up. And it's I'm gonna roll a d10 if you got one handy. So that's 6. So that's 9 magic damage, and then you also have to make a reaction roll.
I got a 19.
So that passes. So
Okay.
you do not get stress.
You see it begin to attack Imogen as she's doing her best to get around it. It's completely covering her with its wings and its claws and teeth. I'm going to use... I have fear. You rolled a fear. It's her turn. She is going to... makes eye contact with you, and she is on the brink of death. And she sees this creature. She knows unequivocally that she is going to lose this fight. And she says, looks at you and she says, guess you'll never know what I really meant and what was all a fucking lie. And she is going to cast Magical Unfurling centered between the two of you to catch her, you, and this bat all in one. Go ahead and roll a strength and agility reaction roll. So is Imogen. Imogen fails.
So 13 with hope. Oh wait, reaction. Right?
Yeah.
So
Agility or strength.
okay, so yeah, 13.
That is a fail. Imogen, you, and the bat will all take full damage.
Oh my god.
That is 14 magical damage. Imogen dies.
Okay. Imogen is dead.
The explosion between you is massive. She has clearly thrown caution to the wind as the rocks that are strewn create an unbalance in the building behind her. And it all comes crashing down on the bat, on her, and glancing blows on you, it looks like.
Yeah.
Based on you take some more armor. Your armor at this point is barely there. There aren't a lot of beetles left, but you are currently just by yourself in front of this like previous meeting ground. There are some supplies left there, but you have currently dispelled this area of any problems.
Okay.
You hear these thuds as suddenly 3 cultists launched into the air and sent into the distance. Sunder Freelight's like, whoa, that's bad. That's big and bad.
It's on our side. It's on our side. It's on our side.
Why does it have that weird face?
We don't have... I can't explain that to you right now. You just gotta trust me on
Sunder,
that.
he starts trying to like, get in punches while you're doing this, and you're just like keeping him at bay with your arms
Yeah,
up.
we're doing like boxing.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm going to try the same maneuver again. Hand on the faith necklace, yank it off with a punch,
ahead.
heal. So it's another action attack roll here. I would love to, and in fact, I am going to crit here on purpose.
Okay.
I'm using one of my crit charges here. So now I'm stress-free. This is just like a relaxing jaunt for
Yeah.
for Luken now. So all this damage. So 20 plus 12 is 32, plus 6 is another 38 damage.
Go ahead and finish Isarn Halivard.
Luken winds up, sees that in his scrabbling to try and break free under the distraction of the construct, that Isarn has left his jaw wide open. Luken can think of so many things to say to the person who he views as destroying his church, destroying his life's work. But he looks around at the carnage, the inferno that is going, what's happened to the city, and all he can do is look down at Isarn, shake his head and say, "Is this what you wanted?" As he uppercuts Isarn with the knuckle blades, such that the blades go underneath the soft part of Isarn's jaw, ending him.
Pulling it up, you cut the necklace of faith as well, leaving it in your hands as Isarn goes slack in your handhold, and the light fades from his eyes. Seeing this, the cultists around you fighting the people you have gathered immediately begin to disperse and go off in directions. You hear them calling, "Retreat! Retreat!" As members that you have gathered absolutely do their best to stop them. The stone golem is taking swings at those who have thrown caution to the wind at their own peril as it crushes them beneath foot and arm. In the distance, you see this watery, massive, big-bellied creature get up on top of a building, see this giant torrent of fire, and absolutely leap into the air and belly slam down onto the water, or onto the top of the building, extinguishing the fire immediately as a wave of water moves down the street, clearing people, debris, blood, and soot in a wave that moves down the Hill of Faith and into the estuary below, carrying bodies, people, extinguishing huge amounts of flame. And for the first time, each of you in your various areas feel like the battle is finally turned in your direction. And people start to effectively cast faith magic again as they begin tearing down these plastered onto the wall, these essential spells that people have like plastered onto walls of faith that are helping siphon their faith away from their prayers and get then full access to their magic again. The cheers are going up as people say, "Hunt them down, kill them, capture them, no more killing!" And the moment for you all to breathe finally arrives. Asher looks exhausted and turns to you. His eyes, he blinks for a few seconds, and the edges of his irises, which previously were losing definition, begin to solidify in place. Herry.
They call me dramatic. What's with the giant pot-bellied construct? What? They literally call me dramatic, and they think you're this stoic king.
I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you.
That's the most theatrical thing I've ever seen in my life.
I think that was reasonable, effective, and
any body of water works. You put so much
I chose
mustard.
That body of water.
You put so much mustard on that ball for no reason.
What is magic if not mustard on a ball? Everything that magic does can be done in another less flashy way.
You're telling the guy. I get it. I get this accusation constantly.
Herry, I'm sorry.
You don't need to be sorry.
No.
It's hilarious.
I'm sorry. This is, and he gestures to everything.
Yeah.
This is what you were talking about.
Yeah. How the fuck were you to know?
How was I supposed to know?
Like, how are you supposed to trust my word on this? I hate that this is the way that you had to come around to it, but, like, we don't blame you. You're our king. That's all we know. That's all we care about.
I'm not.
You are.
I'm not the king.
You are. You are. I have been virtually my entire life.
I'm a fraud.
No. Nope. We don't have to do this right now. We're not doing this.
When else are we doing this?
Not in a massive group of people.
This was it. And people are starting to gather around. This is it. Harry.
Nope.
This was my last hurrah.
Let's find Sahra and Luken. There's a few more hurrahs coming up.
Give me a persuasion roll. I'm letting you know right now, his difficulty is 18.
Can I? You've got a friend?
Yep.
Can I?
You got the hope?
I have the one hope. Can I mark 2 stress to use my staff?
Yep. I think you see him in this moment when he says, this is it.
That's my plus
His
8.
eyes are watering.
Oof. So that's 9 plus 8 is 17. But because I use an experience and I'm a human, I get to reroll failures with my experience. So I'm going to go ahead and try that again. Because I was 1 down. There it is. It's a fucking crit! God fucking damn it!
Merry Christmas.
That is 2 9s on the die. We have to find our friends. We have to find our partners in this. We have more hurrahs. I understand. I'm with you. And we will figure out what that means. But this is not the last straw. They retreated. They didn't give up.
I think unequivocally you know in this moment that the only thing holding Asher Theophilus Zimri, the man who has served as the king of Venifar under a pretense and a lie, the only thing holding him up is you. He has spent himself. You watched him almost flare out.
Yep.
He was fully aware of what he was doing.
Yep.
I'll do one thing. One thing.
Yep. Let's figure that out together. You're not alone in this. I know it feels like you're alone in this. You're not alone in this. Trust us. We're gonna figure this out. Let's go find Sahra and Luken. I have a feeling Luken's feeling pretty shitty.
The soul guard look at you and...
Soul Guard Bill, where the hell were you? I didn't see you once!
That's your inability to see our effectiveness.
I go
is
up
on
and like
you.
give him a giant handshake.
That's on you,
because he's
brother.
the one that.
I'm sorry, you didn't see me crack that guy's neck over there.
Okay, all right, okay. What's next? Okay, where's Sahra? Where's Luken? We gotta find her friend.
Luken still has a crit left.
You are in this moment on the edge of losing your hold on this form. People around you are looking at you, whispering. They can see the handprint. They see you have physically changed. And now that the battle is over, you feel almost like someone holds both sides of you and is pulling. This, in taking on the avatar of change, becoming what Isarn was claiming to do, and changing your very reality, you have, in some ways, fulfilled his open goal of bringing change into this space. These two halves that you feel pulling away from each other is the literal schism of Baa's faith. He will become a new god. If you let change go, he will revert back to his normal self.
Release change such that it is not incorporated into...
Correct.
Yes, okay. Mm-hmm.
But you can also keep it and merge them, bringing Baaz to a new state with a new domain. What do you do?
Luken first looks to Sender Freelight and says, Sender, get as many of us as you can here. I only have a couple minutes to say what needs to be done here.
Immediately people start going off and gathering people. They're not discriminating between clergy of Baaz. They're just gathering people around in the droves near you, injured, maimed, bruised, hiding, fearful, jubilant. Everyone is gathering in this space. They sense the fulcrum that you are currently at.
A couple minutes pass. I wait for the crowd to get as big as I can wait for it to get. With the last of this supernatural strength, I extend my wings and fly so that my voice can carry through this crowd. And I announce to the crowd, I am sure that many of you, even those of you who fought with me and with us tonight, thought that Sender Isarn had a point, more than had a point, was right. I'm here to tell you that, frankly, I agree. My quarrel is not with the cult of change, not with those who have felt like they have not been heard for so long, like the system is stacked against them. My quarrel is with those who would usurp and co-opt that sentiment for their own ends. I don't have answers right now, but I do need you to trust that Isarn was one of those who was not aligned with what you actually wanted. His stated goals were not the truth of what he wanted to bring about. The truth is, the Church of Baaz has been a victim of its own good fortune. It's gotten complacent. It's gotten happy. It has ceased to follow the principles upon which it was founded, instead seeking to sustain itself, to ensure its own spot in the pecking order, to maintain a status quo upon which it stands on top of the pile. What needs to change is that the Church of Baaz needs to look inward at where its actual strength lies. Baaz wasn't born into power, born into wealth, and like him, our actual strength comes from scratching and clawing and seeking to do what is right even when it seems impossible. Not from upholding structures that cause us to sit idly by when we know wrong is being done. We voted on the right side when it came to the Nation. We lost, and what did we do about it? We kept marching along because we could put it out of sight and because we could turn it into not our problem so long as we stayed on top. I ask all of you to think long and hard about whether that is acceptable. I don't think it is. And I don't think this church can exist if its official stance is putting its own prominence above doing what's right. What needs to change is everything. And I hope you'll come along with me as we figure out what that means together. And with that, Luken drops. He can't sustain it anymore. Hand of change leaves him. He takes on all of the stress that he had been carrying through that fight with Isarn and collapses.
As you relinquish your status as anointed of Baaz, the fire inside of you spreads out from your limbs, erasing this alternative form that you held, extending out to the tips of your fingers, the bottom of your feet, the top of your head, the extensions of your healed wings, and then blossoms outwards in a rainbow of flame that extends outwards. People hold their eyes, put their eyes down, hold their hand in front of their faces, expecting a burning sensation from this flame that emits from your core, but instead are awash with renewed energy, with vigor, and with life. The change that they have been experiencing, this tension that the city has been holding on to, is instead of fighting it in this moment, they just feel it. They feel the way that everything has been building up to this moment, the way that they have been talking about dreams of a better future, the way that they have been describing what they think a greater world might look like. And instead of feeling like an unachievable goal, they feel like it is something that they can reach out and touch. And as this flame extends across the Hill of Faith into the estuary below, into the other reaches of Resinium City, there is the sound of a deep gong. And as the flame disperses and you fall to the ground, feeling all of these actions that you have changed and altered kind of crash down into your body, someone reaches down a hand to help you up. And you feel the strength of a mountain lift you up. You look up into the face of a much younger man than the one you played Towers and Flowers against. His beard lacks the salt and pepper look and is just this jet black. And he just gives you a little bit of a finger to the nose, mums the word, and says, "Nice job. I'm impressed."
You've been listening to Faith and Fortune by Theater of the Mindset. Our actual players this season are Steve Edinger, Shelby Myers, Nick Traeger, and your kind and generous GM, Justin Gerardot. Audio engineering, post-production, and scoring is done by Nick Traeger at Studio 3607. If you're enjoying the show, you can help us grow with no capital investment by sharing it with a friend, following us on Instagram and Reddit, writing us a review on your favorite podcatcher, or you can chip in for coffee at our Patreon. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next week on Theater of the Mindset.